Hey guys.
Sure what?
Welcome to the Glassmith Podcast. I got Billy here, Keller, and Clara. And then we got Austin behind the thing.
Johnny sucks.
Billy sucks.
Welcome, friends.
Alright,
That was so mean.
So what was the story? What would you want to know about from Clara?
I don't know. What was it? What were you talking about?
Oh, how I got TikTok hate?
Oh,
the Instagram.
That was it? I thought we were talking about
I
something
thought you were
else.
talking about babies. You said something about
Oh,
babies.
about the babies? Oh, well, since you have a kid, are babies' eyes black for like the first 2-3 weeks of them being born?
Yes.
What?
Austin, how do you? Never mind. How do y'all feel about that?
I don't think he's telling the truth. Well, I think that he's just saying yes based off of the way that the conversation was going.
Well,
Like he just said it out of.
You said, aren't they?
I'm no
Fine,
expert,
sorry.
but like, if Clara says something, I'm gonna agree with it.
Exactly. He doesn't know this because his baby's eyes were black. He just thinks so.
I think so, though. Like,
Like,
I don't
actually-
remember, you know what I mean? But like,
Okay.
I don't think she had like, it was like, are you curious? You're like, well, what color your baby's eyes gonna be? It's they go from black to blue, and then at some point they're like, well, they're gonna change, and they're gonna change, and you're like, no, and then all of a sudden they change, and you're like, damn it, that's what happened with my kid.
You said,
were
"Damn
sad?
it!" You were sad that she got.
Well, like blue eyes, winner, you know what I mean?
What the fuck?
But
Any
brown eyes,
winner.
everybody got brown eyes, like.
What eyes are
No.
yours?
Blue,
What eyes are yours? Green.
blue, green. Both.
Your eyes are blue.
Gray, yeah, hazel.
Your hair is gray.
Wait,
for
gray or
sure.
hazel? Wait, blue, gray, and hazel are all like so different colors.
I got all the good colors.
So what's going on TikTok?
So I posted a TikTok on the Glassmith Gals the other day. And I posted it to this Cody Maverick sound from Surf's Up, where it was like, Cody's just a bum, Cody's this, Cody's that, Cody's me, bro, let me be me. And I put like, oh, when you get a college degree, and you're the one in the family that got a college degree and then works at a glass blowing smoke shop. Somebody, because it got quite a bit of likes, so somebody decided to comment on it and say, well, if the shoe fits. And I was like, oh no. Had a whole mental breakdown in the 6th Street truck about this. And then I was like, okay, how can I make this better? I went onto the comments, because you can like reply back with a video to people's comments. And I responded to them, and I put like some of the work that Keller's done glass blowing wise. And I was like, oh, when you're just trying to end the stigma that glass blowers are bums, quote unquote. And then they commented on it, and then they said, well, then don't be a bum. And I was like, what? And then today I woke up and the girlies were defending me relentlessly on TikTok. Like somebody was like, well, then don't be a cunt back to them. And I was like, that's a crazy thing to say. Somebody else was like, I don't know. Everybody was just in the comments fighting for me. But the TikTok hate, I didn't expect that.
Overall, like, you're happy though that they said something and it drove up like the comments on it.
I think
It's
that I
definitely the
spun it
attention.
into a really good thing with the next TikTok video. Like originally I thought about just deleting the comment because like I don't want to see that, but then I was just like, okay, or like blocking them, which like deletes the comment, and I was like, no, I can spin this into being like a really good thing of like, I'm just trying to do something good and you're just being like an asshole for no reason. So
it's like you really can't be anybody without controversy. You know what I mean? Like it's like if you don't have something for people to hate on, then like you really can't hit the other side. Disagree?
No, I agree. I think that no matter what you do, if you blow up a little bit, there's gonna be some backlash or hate or just like meme people in the comments ? Like I don't know,
Haters always,
yeah,
right?
haters always. So it's kind of like, how do you spin it into being a good thing? And I think I did that pretty well. So I was like, okay, well at least I can also capitalize off of that. Like them being mean, I can capitalize off that to get more likes and viewers and traction, because that also got a lot of likes on TikTok.
And you think that's what happened?
Yeah. That people went to the comments and they saw them leave another mean comment and they were like, because you know how in TikTok it's like replying to Blank's comment and you can hit that comment and go to the original comment.
Mhm.
People saw them being mean in the original video, which brought them to the original video
Bailey,
to
pass
like
me
it.
that joint.
But yeah, so it drove traction to both videos.
I always click
Eventually.
on it. Like,
You always click on that comment thing? Yeah.
Anytime I see like somebody's that's got like one of the white little floating comments, and it's like, oh, you can go back and see what they were commenting on. Like, I gotta click on it.
Yeah. Dude, and then I felt good because today I was at West Campus and three girls, and they came up and they were like, we know you. And I said, no, you don't. I don't know you from anywhere. And they were like, you're the girl on the Glassmith Gals. You were on the Glassmith Gals. And that's where they knew me from. So I was like, okay, well, that makes me feel really good now.
Famous.
So after the hate, after the hate and the love, like, what are you more likely to do? Like, are you gonna go back at it? Like, are you gonna invite controversy? Are you gonna try to like lay back?
Controversy in what way? Because I don't even think that like my first statement was controversial.
Yeah, but somebody took it controversially, right?
At the same thing.
Well,
like your comment was taken controversially by somebody.
Yeah,
that's why you got the blowback.
Yeah.
So like once you saw that, when you see that, are you encouraged or discouraged?
Discouraged because it was so mean at first. I was having a whole mental breakdown, but afterwards I was like, okay, well, I can spin it once I had good clarity. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's pretty good because it also just drives people to our videos regardless, like no matter what, and like they're more likely to click on our profile.
In our TikTok shop.
Yeah. Oh.
We're still not a TikTok shop.
No, unfortunately, they keep rejecting us.
Shop.
They keep rejecting us. I don't know why, but yeah, what's been going on with y'all this week, Keller?
We've been counting and inventorying everything in this room, and that has taken so long. And we're like, what, Austin? Like 90% done? We just have a couple of lingering things left. Yeah.
What's been the most difficult part?
The pile of stuff that didn't exist, like that was new. That took way longer than, just scanning something real quick and typing a number in for, the vapes were easy. We already kept track of those. Rillos actually weren't too bad. Like there were only a couple. That was the one that I really expected to be like gross and horrible. That only just took a second. But yeah, the pile of stuff that didn't exist was this table, that table, a big like box of stuff on the floor, and then one more pile on that white table over there. And that basically took all day today.
And so that was 2 days in? And then you still have more, or it's all done?
Glass is still left, and then some tobacco that's inside.
What do you think we should do about glass? Like how we have it, like should we unwrap it, wrap it, keep it wrapped, build shelves for it?
Build shelves for it? I don't think so.
Well, like it's
Keep
like what
wrapped,
like one of my
labels
problems
with
is that not knowing what I'm taking. Like it's like there's the glass in the back, but like what am I grabbing when I'm grabbing glass? It's like how do I know what I'm
person
grabbing?
that knows what's in each four of those boxes. It's just full of bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I think
mean,
that
I
no
get
matter
that.
what, you have to unwrap it to get the price of it anyways, right?
Kind of. I mean, to at least see what it is. Like, there's always, the answer of just opening one and assuming that everything in the box is the same, which I think is the case right now. No, I don't think we gotta build like shelves or anything. I think the boxes are good because I don't see the need to unwrap everything.
For real. Maybe like putting in the boxes, like printing out a bunch of labels, and in the boxes like a little like clear envelope or something that's got all these labels in it. So like if there's a box full of all the same rig, you could just have like it'd be even a photo of which rig it is, and then a thing full of labels. So if you take 10 of them, you can take 10 of these labels. And when they get to the destination, you unwrap them, and you put the labels on them, and then boom, it's all set up.
I can get
Because it's
down
got
with
a
that.
big part of that diamond in it.
I don't know. Good luck.
Thanks, Chief.
What have you been up to this week, Billy?
Just chilling. Nothing really.
Nothing?
Yeah, nothing. Just watching it go down, seeing what's happening.
You
Making
blew
sure.
some glass earlier this week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but barely. Nothing spectacular. There's nothing out of the ordinary.
Barely.
Some shot
For me,
glasses?
nothing out of the ordinary. I've just been impressed by what y'all been doing. Like really, it's like there's been a lot of stuff happening. It's like, so we got the inventory thing in the what you call it, outlet. Outlet. So it's like now we have a new outlet, so we're now warehouse capable. So we can what I'm most looking forward to is having inventory change. Like the inventory system I came up with is kind of cockamamie. So now hopefully the inventory as the computer does it, will ease our lives so much that we'll be able to make like proper decisions. Like in the morning, somebody will be able to look at a list and be like, well, if we don't need spearmint esco or we don't need a timbermint, do we really have to make a trip somewhere? But the computer will tell us rather than just some body in the studio. The management stuff I think is really nice. Like to really try to reorganize the management structure, how things work, what's the operational strategies. I think those things are really like for over the last week we've been working hard at these like this growth. The deck at West Campus I think is phenomenal. Johnny, you got some things to say about the deck build? How'd it go?
Good.
What do you mean good? Like
Well,
so
like, we
like
have,
how
like,
many
twice
times?
as
Let me
much
ask you.
square
Let me ask you a real question.
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry to
didn't
lead
really
you
throw a
like that. Like
question, yeah.
how many times did you go to Home Depot?
Oh, too many fucking times.
So like
It was
usually.
bullshit, so I bought too small of a truck.
So when you usually go to Home Depot, how many times do you go?
Twice.
And so this time when you went to Home Depot, how many times did you go?
I went in Home Depot 4 times, but like I drove there 3 times.
Okay,
Which kinda
so
blew.
you went back in once you realized you didn't
Yeah.
have nuts or bolts.
Well, yeah, no, I was waiting on Tracy. Took forever. So like I did one checkout. I started loading up my truck, then I went back in. Got more
Clara,
shit.
Keller, y'all seen the deck?
Yeah, it looks
I like
really
it
good.
a lot.
I
Julie,
like
good
Oh.
for it.
the fridge moving is really nice. That's really cool that we're kind of just this one.
What do
big
you think
space
it'll do to
with-
drinks?
You can see them now from. I was walking down the street the other day, like in front of that apartment building that's right there. You can see the fridge, like from the other side of the street, down like through the.
So you
cracks
don't
in
think
the
it'll have a
trucks.
negative
Like,
impact?
n-
I
the
think it's
exact
less
opposite.
like a porta
being
potty.
Like,
in metal.
You can see exactly
Julie
what it
saw it.
is, and yeah, I think those drinks will move.
Okay.
I think what matters the most is that Julie saw the deck and Julie was a fan of the deck.
Yeah,
Aw.
she came around today and was looking at all of it for like 5 minutes, and I was like, Johnny did it, and she was complimenting it. She was being so sweet.
My number one supporter at the food truck park is gotta be Julie. Like, anytime we go and do anything, she comes over and she says, good job, and like points at it and like steps on it and pokes at it. She really investigates it.
You didn't feel the other trucks really wanting you to put a cover on? Like, why isn't a roof on at the same time?
Everybody wants us to put a roof on it. Like, everyone watched us cutting off those big posts, and we're like, why are you
That
cutting
was the
them off?
criticism I heard when I was going over there.
There
It
was a lot of
like, why aren't
criticism
y'all
about
working
that.
on the big one? What did Tracy say on the roof?
We just kind of ignored it. Like, we didn't talk about it. We just... Like, so I brought it up once whenever Diogo came by and brought it up. And then Tracy was like, "Argh."
Tracy seemed like he wasn't into it.
I wasn't into it right then. Like, we were trying to knock this out in one day. We weren't trying to
Okay.
spend, like, 3 days on the product. And to be fair, we didn't knock it out in one day. It was like a day and a quarter.
Pretty close to a day. Pretty good. The same as with all the stock. Really close. We're like moving forward real fast. Quick pace. Let's go.
How many hours do you think you put in to like redo the entire deck?
I don't know, like 8 to 8 probably. And then additional 4. So, like 16.
That was not the right.
Yeah, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh, okay. I thought
And
you
then
meant 8
4
hours.
more hours the next day.
Okay.
And I think they're working way faster. Like I was driving down Manor a couple times the other day, and it was like it took, like Bird Biscuit just put together a new deck
I love
on the
bread
front,
biscuit.
but it took them probably 3 days on a deck. And I think building this deck was probably, even though it was smaller, was probably harder because it's like taking out
Well,
old deck,
If
matching
we
up
had,
new deck.
if we had
It's
had a
not just
bigger
like
truck at the beginning and bought more wood, we would have had the deck done all same day and probably before 7 p.m. I think the biggest L was that we just did not buy enough wood. I was too like
that's truck size.
my little truck, yeah, because Tracy didn't have a truck to carry any wood,
So
it's
you
just-
stopped
just-
buying wood because the truck was too big. Now look, I'm not trying to hate, but I was at Home Depot the other day and I saw this dude filling like a Hyundai Santa Fe with like more wood than I've ever seen before on a cart.
Tracy made me pull over my car. I had my car loaded so full. I never seen Tracy.
You had
make anybody
tailgate up
pull
or
over.
down?
Down. The shit was sucking like he was gonna break my tailgate off. 2-wheel drive.
How did he make you pull over?
He called me on my cell phone.
What size tailgate you? What size What
I don't
size
know.
like shit you got?
Not big enough.
What kind of truck you at?
Toyota Tacoma.
Tacoma's just not big enough.
Nah.
Huh.
I want the flatbed one. There's like something that Tracy's been telling us about. That sounds cool.
Interesting.
Good gas mileage though.
So,
Wait, I have a question for you. I hear you haven't been eating all day.
what do you mean?
So I personally, I wake up in the morning and I skip breakfast, and people really look at me weird for that.
Why?
But listen, I skip breakfast and people look at me weird for that. But I at least hit up a meal around noon.
Okay.
Around noon, I have a meal, and then I have probably another little snack around 2 or 3, and then I munch around 8.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. And sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes 7.
Small meal lunchtime, big meal dinner time.
Yeah, so sometimes 2.
Bedtime 10 p.m.
3 meals a day. I hear you're eating 1 meal a day?
1 meal a day.
Why?
My uncle told me. My uncle was like, look, you gotta eat once a day to make sure that you keep your energy. Like every time you eat, you have to digest. And when you digest, you slow down and you get sleepy. So stay hungry, stay thirsty, stay hungry, basically. Then I had another homie tell me, he was like, if you intermittent fast and only in the evening, you'll lose weight rapidly. And you can see my little, kind of little fat face. So I'm trying to get rid of that, trying to slim down, but also try to live healthy and right. So overall, once a day is the way.
All right.
Have you felt yourself get hangry at all throughout the day, or is that a hard adjustment for you?
I'm mad all the time.
It's
it don't matter. It's like stopping to eat. So if I go out to eat at lunch and there's nobody there, nobody talking, nobody's having a conversation with me. It's like, what's going on in my mind? You know what I mean? Is it overall friendly or is it overall angry? Or so it's like, I would say the demeanor of my self-conscious thinking is overall angsty, So what's it matter if I eat or not? What do you think about that?
Well, if you're already angsty, I just know certain people, like Kurt, for example, if he gets hangry, once he's hungry, gosh,
he cannot be reasoned with.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard. So I know that people it's a hard adjustment when you're eating, going from eating 3 meals a day just to going to intermittent fasting, because your body is so used to the times that, especially if you're on a schedule, that you feed yourself at. So if you were eating breakfast at 9 a.m., are you typically hungry at 9 a.m. because your body's used to that? That's when it knows it's getting fed.
So once he does this for a while, he won't even really realize he's doing anything.
The problem is that my body is used to hamburgers and French fries.
Not 30 shrimp and a dozen oysters.
Well, yeah, but that's nice health. That's healthy eating. If I only eat 30 shrimp
and 20
and 10 and 12 oysters, I'm good to go. That's 1 day's worth of calories. And there's no other calories attached to it. It's almost light.
But then I guess the beer adds to it. That's not an addition?
Yeah, a heavy addition. So right now, I can't eat bread for 8 days, I guess.
Are you just making up your own rules, or is this a specific diet you're basing off of?
Just
what is
based on my loose calculus. I guess
you can't eat bread.
Now,
for 8 days?
Yeah. Based on the amount of liquor and beer I drank with my shrimp and oysters. I have to
And you didn't? There's no bread with the shrimp and oysters?
No, I didn't. I chose not to eat crackers.
When did you eat shrimp and oysters?
Raw?
Today.
He had 30 shrimp and 12 oysters, 2 Modelo's, 2 Lone Stars, and then 6 shots.
Yeah, 4.
4 shots.
Is that where you were right before this?
Quality seafood.
The happy hour is what time?
4 till... I'm not sure. 4.
4 till 6, I bet.
Probably.
Yeah.
6 is late though. Maybe just 4 to 5.
It's 4 to 5 though. That's a really
and
quick happy.
It's only open
it's
4 to 8.
4 days out a week.
Yeah. On Wednesdays 4 to 8. Old people go there. I was thinking about it while I was there. I was like, this is the kind of place that you go to every week to become a politician, because you get to meet all the rich people that go there, because everybody there is old. It was the bartenders are old, the customers are old. There's no young people there.
Where's it
I'm
at?
I'm the youngest person there.
A whippersnapper?
At airport and Airport and 290 North or like North Loop or something.
I know exactly
been there
where
before?
it's
Quality
at.
seafood. Oh yeah. Yeah, I go often, as I can.
No way.
Yeah,
How
quality
often would
seafood.
you say you go a month?
Yeah.
Once. But but over. What do you mean? That's a lot.
I guess
That's
Just
12.
one
That's
time?
12 times a year.
It's
It's not like Starbucks on 38th and a half, you know what I mean? But it's like-
a happy hour.
Yeah. Okay. That
Mhm.
makes sense.
12 times a year is often.
Is it like, are you a regular there? Like, do they know your
Well,
name
like,
and your order when you walk
okay.
through?
How many places do I go to more than 12 times a year?
I don't know. You
Moose.
tell us.
Well, like
Oh,
I'm
wait, I
saying,
can
it's like
think
if you
five
think
off the
about
bat.
it, it's
Like
like, look,
six.
it's like, okay, so I drink coffee at my house, so there's no coffee shop that I go to like regularly. You know what I mean? Taqueria Armendines, which is the restaurant on the corner closest to my house. That's twice a month, but that's pretty regular as far as like a restaurant or something like that goes to. Lou's. Lou's, my credit card says I eat there a lot. I probably eat Lou's once every 2 weeks. Same as Eastside. Like, it's like what? Like ramen tatsuya for me personally, once a month. How often y'all eat ramen tatsuya? And with working, like, you have an occasional shift there.
Whenever I was working there a lot when it first opened, they would just bring food by
Yeah.
all the time. They would be like, "Here you go," and I was like, "I didn't even ask for this. Y'all didn't
So
even."
when we cut down our discount, they cut down their discount, no?
Well, I don't know.
But so
Question mark.
even with that,
No, I
what
see
about right now?
everybody up
The
in there
last
eats-
month.
eats
Tell me
ramen.
about the last month.
I worked there once, and it was 2 days ago. So
And they brought you food or no?
no, but I also only worked. I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 hour shift. Like it wasn't that much, and it would have been during their busiest time on a really cold day.
So Keller, you frequent a Starbucks once a day?
Mhm.
So that's 30 times a month in one spot. Is there anywhere else that's a close second?
My house.
What about after?
Oh.
Like I'm saying, like so you eat at your house, yeah, once every couple, once a week maybe. So then where, like, well, I don't know what you do. I'm just guessing.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. How often do you eat Chick-fil-A?
I think everybody eats Chick-fil-A like super. I think you eat Chick-fil-A often.
Once a month.
What?
This is the first time I've been in so long.
No way. You don't eat Chick-fil-A often.
I get little hash
Austin?
browns from there in the morning sometimes.
How was when you say sometimes? That's,
My guy
that's how
Amari
many
eats
times a month.
Chick-fil-A
Like-
30 days out of the month. I guess they're not open on Sundays.
So me, there's nothing. Like I'm telling you, there's nothing. 12, like, if I eat something once a week, that's a trip. You know what I mean?
Huh.
I eat Chick-fil-A bunch.
Coffee, I get it. Like the Starbucks is like, I'm almost with you, but I quit all that. I quit, so now I just drink coffee at my house. Rather than the habit being like, I drive to Starbucks
Chicken strips.
or I drive to the 7-Eleven or wherever, like whatever my habit would start. Now I just brew that coffee at the house and I have coffee in my truck.
I eat a
Spills,
lot
sloshes
of
all
chicken
over, makes
strips.
my cup real dirty. You know what I mean?
That's from your house, the cup?
No, I think that he went somewhere after
Cherrywood.
the seafood.
But it's not like I'd ever
Can I
been to
get that
Cherrywood
water
before. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? It's not a habitual thing.
That's a
Yeah.
And then like I would like to go to a coffee shop habitually, but I do. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not a thing for me. Even a bar. Like I don't go to a bar habitually. This is for someone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Billy.
no doubt.
Thank you,
Speaking of habitual things, my obsession when I lived in Utah for 2 months was Dirty Dr. Pepper. And I think it's a fitting time that you guys try it.
And what is this now?
Okay, it's Dr. Pepper and French vanilla creamer. Just one sip. Just one sip. It tastes kind of like
And there's no alcohol in this?
no alcohol. It's literally just French vanilla creamer and Dr. Pepper.
It's good.
Thank you. I know that y'all don't like Dr. Pepper, so I feel
I like
bad.
Dr Pepper.
Yum.
Dr Pepper was my favorite drink for a long time,
No,
and then
no.
at some point,
That
like
tastes
one day,
hot
I just
chocolate.
quit Dr Pepper.
Like chocolate milk.
Dude, see, okay, I think that it tastes like a watered down like root beer float. Not watered down, but like when all the ice cream's melted. Because it's just cream and soda.
I'm not a big fan of the cream part. Like, so I don't really drink Dr. Pepper. I like how thick it is, though. Like, the thickness of it, I'm a fan of. I don't know, like, necessarily the cream part of it.
It's just a man.
No, I just like in Utah. So I think the Mormons created this drink because they can't drink alcohol. So they were like, oh, so what are we gonna drink instead? And they have these in like Provo or like Salt Lake City on like every street corner. Like that is their McDonald's. Like, oh, it's just for dirty sodas. You can get like Fanta, you could get Sprite, you can put whatever flavors in
I
it.
feel like
Creamer.
a Fanta would probably be baller.
I tried it once. It wasn't my favorite because when I lived in Utah, they had one little mom and pop shop called like Lop's Pop Shop, and I would walk there 2 miles every day, not every day, 2 miles, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and I would go and I get a dirty Dr Pepper for like $2. So also like it was a massive one, like bigger than this, and so everybody in the town would go and get it. Like everybody tried it. It was like a huge thing in Utah. But it was my like obsession drink for 2 months when I lived there. Now you changed your mind.
Good.
You liked it.
I wouldn't.
Well, like it
wouldn't
was
drink
good, but like I'm saying, the negatives outweigh the benefits.
There's so many negatives. There's milk in there.
Well, like so, like
okay.
but look,
That's like
but
the
I'm saying,
part.
like, look, you could be drinking this Dr Pepper with oat milk. It doesn't have to be.
It's
Like,
not
it
gonna be
doesn't
as
have to
I
be
good.
think I'd
creamer.
probably be chill if it was oat milk.
It's really for me, it's more on the Dr Pepper side. It's like somebody convinced me at some point, like, I was at a restaurant in New Mexico and they told me to stop. They like I ordered a Dr Pepper with my huevos rancheros, and this girl from across the table, she looked at me and she said, "The fuck?" And I said, "Kaylin, what?" You know what I mean? And she said, "You're drinking a Dr Pepper?" And I said, "What's wrong with that?" And she said, "If I have to answer this shit to you, then why would I even start?" You know what I mean? And after that, I quit Dr Pepper.
Wait, so like was she just anti Dr Pepper? Was she anti
Well, like
the
if you
combo?
think about it, it's like Dr Pepper is just kind of a gross substance. Like, so it's like
Well, is it
basically
any
like if
soda?
you're gonna eat high fructose, it isn't any soda. So like that's the point. It's like wouldn't you just quit all soda? I would say one of the problems is like
drink any
when we were
sodas.
working at like with Cold Cookie, it's like having Jones soda or like fancy sodas. It's like it makes you want to dip back down. But you know, Dr Pepper, Coca-Cola, Sprite, that's bottom barrel soda.
Hold up. Quick
Like
question.
that's like all the high fructose
What's
corn
that,
syrup.
coffee?
Like it's
Yeah.
everything
Yeah,
wrong with the
coffee.
world. Like it's like
Is it-
it's famine in Africa. It's fucking bombs in the fucking Middle
You're-
East. Like
you're
What about-
comparing
what about-
soda
What about Mr.
to
Brown
famine?
coffee?
You're comparing soda to famine.
I'm saying Dr
Mr.
Pepper,
Brown coffees
Dr
for,
Pepper,
all of
like
those
Dr
mysterious
Pepper,
ass coffees
Dr
you
Pepper,
drink?
Coca-Cola, Sprite. Like they're like all part of like large conglomerate manufacturers that are owned by the same like.
Who
by
do
the
you
same group of
Who
people.
do you think owns all these coffee things
Yeah.
you drink?
Like
Well, that's
Folgers?
what I'm saying. I just like mea culpa.
And the coffee
It's
you
like-
drink at your house.
Like, what do you mean, Folgers? No,
Yeah.
I
Who owns
I
Folgers?
Folgers is
concur, right?
Folgers
But
is
not
a
only
family.
is
Black
Folgers like Folgers all right, right? Like, but it's like when you add on Dr Pepper to what it does to you. So coffee like wakes you up in the morning and it gets you addicted to the substance, right? So does Dr Pepper, but it's also fattening you up. It's fucking making you unhealthy. It's like it's really killing you. Like
yeah, but I-
Folgers is like doing it a lot slower. Like it's like like on the
Okay,
level
but they're
of
both
killing a
killing you.
But they
motherfucker.
are, yeah.
One is a 10 and the other is a 1. Like one's like a
Whoa. I think one's a 10, the other's like a 7. I don't do. All right, so from a
Whoa.
person
No,
that doesn't do
caffeine? Are you
either,
kidding?
I'm
What?
a big fan of believing that both
Caffeine
are really
versus
bad for
sugar?
you. Well, and then throw
and then what
nicotine
about
in
the
there.
combo? Dr Pepper's the
Where's
combo.
nicotine
There's
No, I think that you're crazy
Nicotine
out there.
isn't that bad.
You think that your
Nicotine's
coffee,
not that bad. Nicotine's not that bad. It's
we've
the delivery
expressed on
service.
this podcast before your addiction to coffee. It's crazy. You're not only addicted to the caffeine, but you're addicted to the substance of coffee.
Yes, but in
Like,
coffee, there's no
You
high
said
fruit.
you
There's
would
no
suck
sugar.
on the grounds
no
of
high
coffee.
fructose corn
You said
syrup.
If I was out of anything, I would just suck on coffee grounds.
Look what I'm telling you. I'm not trying to be argumentative. Is what I'm saying is that Dr Pepper's the combo of the both.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And the high
But I think
fructose
they're
corn
both
syrup
really
and the way
bad
Dr
for
Pepper's
you.
made for it is just fucking awful. Now, really bad for you is debatable. Coffee's a thing like this used by all over the world. Thousands and thousands of years. It's the high fructose corn syrup that's new. That's why Americans are fat as fuck.
But like, so what I'm saying is the Folgers you're drinking isn't the coffee they've been drinking for thousands of years. You're drinking Folgers, some mass-produced like powder.
Either way, it's not this fucking like concentrated.
Well, no, I know, but what
Like
I'm saying
Folgers
is,
isn't
we
like
still don't know
there
what you're
is
drinking.
concentrated caffeine, and we could be doing that. You know what I mean? That's what Monster, Red Bull, all that shit is.
So how do
Except
you
raw
know?
Monster Red Bull is coffee with the sugar added.
How do you?
You're
know that
basically
not drinking
just
the
getting this
infused
shit.
Coffee? So how do you know that your grounds aren't like?
Look,
infused
bioengineered
grounds.
and all that, fucking whatever. Like all that shit's that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what you're trying to avoid in this world. You know what I mean? I'm saying is like cut your losses. Dr. Pepper's yucky. That's what that girl taught me, and ever since she taught me that, I stopped that. I stopped that shit cold turkey.
All soda is though, right? Like that was what you were saying. Is all soda, not just Dr. Pepper.
Sprite, Coke, any of that mainstream bullshit.
Well,
And
man,
I
may
feel the
limit
same
it.
way. I feel the same way about McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. And then my problem is, and I keep trying to overcome this, is that somehow I accept Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Whataburger. But I think in another couple years, I'll just be off of those fucking spots too. It's like, ugh. Like when you think about what they do, who
I
they are,
hope
and what they're
so.
serving you, it's just like these motherfuckers. I don't want it.
That'd be cool. Like if I could get myself grossed out to those 3 places, I'd be pretty happy.
I don't know. With this one, like, I worked there. It's fine.
Coffee's coffee, you know?
Yeah.
How much caffeine are in the pink drinks? Is there caffeine in them?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck ton. All
A
this
lot?
shit, everything that they make has so like the matchas I get from are really like way more caffeine than I thought.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I think that matcha is just a lot of caffeine regardless.
Yeah.
I just bought matcha powder, and I didn't know that. Like, I wondered why this shit was expensive to buy made, and then I bought the powder, and I'm like, fuck, well, it's expensive to make yourself. Cause like I'm really like, cause all it is that I order is matcha powder and oat milk
Yeah.
and ice.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't get
I
any
keep-
flavor?
No, I don't like the flavor. Like, that ironically hurts my stomach.
Flavored matcha.
I just like the.
Honey,
well,
lavender,
the oat milk.
matcha with oat milk? Girl, don't no. I'm
What?
gonna bring it and you're gonna try it.
What?
The oat milk itself kind of flavors it, like if that makes sense. Like the oat milk's
Yeah.
always got like the flavor.
But that's something you can believe in, no? Like oat milk and matcha, or like you, like it's like I don't know if y'all done the deep dive in it. Like, I'm not trying to take away from your conversation. I'm just trying to say it's like the previous is something that's hard to believe in. So Dr. Pepper is hard to believe in.
I believe in matcha because like,
is
I've heard
easy
it's
to
been
believe in.
around
Like
forever. I
fucking
don't
like
actually know
like
why.
natural honey from the Himalayas, easy to believe in. It's not like
Yeah.
you have to look into all the things that are bad about it. Where Dr. Pepper, that's just
That's
like
easy
flashing
to-
lights.
yeah.
Like, don't drink
Right.
me.
Yeah. Have you ever done a deep dive into the brain gut correlation? Bless you.
Wait, quick question.
I quit that shit
Yes.
quick.
So why did you say that?
The brain.
No, the bless you.
Oh, it's instinct. Like I would feel really bad not
What
acknowledging
else
it.
you gonna say?
Like nothing. Not
Just don't
it?
acknowledge.
Well, so y'all
Like, what
didn't
would you
y'all
prefer?
didn't acknowledge it because you heard her say bless you, or you just didn't acknowledge it? Because you just didn't acknowledge it. That's the same thing. Like if you just sneeze, I just wouldn't acknowledge it.
What do you think's better?
I just didn't.
Acknowledge or disacknowledge?
I just thought the moment had already passed. when
So
I
it's better
realized.
to acknowledge?
So you think
no,
everybody in
like,
this room should have stopped him and like, bless you, Johnny, you just sneezed. I'm sorry, you sneezed. And why are we saying bless you? Like that's like a.
Well, blessing is
Well, like,
like
what
a
would you
good
prefer
thing.
I say instead of bless you,
Well,
so I
like-
know for next time?
Well, so
or just not acknowledge it?
not acknowledge is preferred, but like if you guys say sorry, I think sorry is a cool one. Like that's essentially what you're saying. You're like, I feel bad for you. You just sneeze, bless you.
Okay.
It's like you
Just
might as
say
well
sorry?
just skip to it. Say sorry if you want to like say.
But
some
then I
bullshit.
feel like it would get confused of like,
My
why are you
mom wanted
apologizing
some
for something
shit
I
like
did?
that. My mom wanted something
like,
like
I
that. I
don't
don't think it was I'm
understand
sorry.
the
It was
bl-
like something else.
I
like
would
it was-
love anything like figure out something other than bless you.
I'll look up different, like,
Well, you say Gesundheit, but that means the same thing.
That just means bless you.
say it again?
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit. I'm pretty sure it's
That's Jewish
Gesundheit.
for bless you.
I think it's Gesundheit.
That's so awful.
Yeah.
Gesundheit?
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
How are you say with a G or with a K?
I think it just basically means bless you.
With a K or with a G?
It's like Gesundheit.
Gesundheit.
You know, like a German would.
Alright.
Huh.
Alright, so I got a quick question. You said this thing's from where?
This
Like,
one's from
well,
7-Eleven,
like what-
but like Utah.
Utah?
Yeah.
But like you,
Where's Gypsy Rose Blatchard from? Belchard.
I think that she's actually originally from Louisiana.
Oh, so do you think she's tried one of these?
Definitely
Blanchard.
not. Definitely not in jail.
Gypsy Rose
Yeah.
Blanchard.
Like she's not making this in the
Yeah.
toilet,
She's
you
out
know?
of jail though.
And before she
Yeah.
was in jail, she like couldn't drink anything like this. No way.
No, her mom thought it would send her into like an actual, like not thought. Her mom would be like, it's gonna send you into a coma. Like you better not. You're gonna die if you drink a dirty Dr. Pepper.
you
with the
guys don't
Mormons."
think her and her mom used to sit down like at the kitchen table and chop it up?
Yeah, you don't think that they were
What do
in
you
on the whole
mean,
thing
chop
together
it
though?
up? Like,
Okay,
Like she was
so
a kid.
Yeah, but you don't. think
okay,
it was a
like
scam
I'm not
that
trying
she-
to
that
be,
she
I'm
was
not
in on
trying to
with her
be too
mom.
controversial, but like, so all right, I have a kid, and it's like how, and y'all were kids, so
Yes.
like, at what point did you know what was what? Like at what, like so, like basically, at what point could your mom and you plot on something?
Oh my! I
It's
probably would
pretty
have to be
fucking
like
early.
no. I would have to be in
Third grade, second grade,
Well, okay, no,
first
First
grade.
no,
grade,
okay, but
kindergarten.
also when
Like
you
my
think
mom
about
could have
it-
sent me to school with drugs at first grade, and I would have
For
fucking, I
sure.
would have got the get down. Like it wouldn't have been like,
That's
I
your
don't
mom,
know
she's
what my
telling you
mom
what's
was
up.
doing.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the point
So
with
why
Gypsy
could she
Rose.
have not been just running a scam? They
And
got
then
a
at
whole
night-
house, man.
Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, no, what were you gonna say?
Nah, nothing. I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
What were you gonna
Wow.
say?
Essentially the same shit. It's like, so if mom, if Dee Dee's into it and Gypsy's into it, how many years between the time Gypsy kills Dee Dee and Gypsy knew that like my legs work?
I
Like,
think
like how
Oh,
old
she
were
yeah.
you?
So she
How
said
old
she
were
knew
you
the
when you
whole
knew
time.
what it was?
She said she knew the whole time that her legs worked. She never didn't believe that her legs didn't work.
But like when she like started realizing that she was okay, is when she started using the internet, and that was 2 years before. 'Cause they talked online for 2 years, and then he came and
Yeah,
So
but I'm saying
four?
like I'm asking like as a personal question.
like, how
at
do I know?
old how old do you think you would be before you realized that it's like my mom is saying that my legs don't work, but my legs don't work. And then at night when you were there just with your mom, you think you're walking around?
No,
Or you think you're not
she
allowed
like
to
kept
walk
her.
around?
She like me personally. I don't know, but like I know that her mom like kept her in that wheelchair for a fact. Like was like if she like Gypsy
Like
had
around the
said-
house?
Well, yeah, around the house. Because, like, her mom never told her your legs work. And I think that at that point, she was probably too afraid because she had already been punished for other things that had happened when she would retaliate against her mom. And she was like, damn, I should probably be scared to get out of this wheelchair. And that's probably what happened to her. She was like, I know I can walk, but I can't be walking around this house because my mom's going to freak out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question though? But like me personally, it's like different. But I don't know how I would have reacted if I was like,
So there is no like, so it's like you like if like a child of war is born into war, no? Right?
Yeah.
Like so it's like if you're like if there's bombs going off all around you, that's just what you understand. So it's like I'm not trying to blame Gypsy, but I'm saying at some point, like during this whole thing, is Gypsy Rose not part of this con? Like, is the long con
Well,
not
like,
part of Gypsy Rose's
a lot of people currently online are like, you had access to the internet for a really long time, and instead of being like, you need to come and kill my mom, you never were like, I should probably contact somebody else and get help. Like, be like, this is what my mother is doing to me.
murder first?
She thought murder first. Like, people are like, oh, you had internet, like you had resources to engage with people and probably be like, hey, this is what my mom's doing, this isn't okay.
But when did you learn to like use those resources, and how did you learn to use those resources? You know what I'm saying? Like someone's shown you specifically, well, you can use these resources to find like these types of things.
Yeah, she was like, but like my thing is like she was on Twitter, she was on Facebook, like she had friends, like online friends, right? Like people that didn't know her also in real life because they couldn't because her mom was trapping her.
You think your mom chained her up?
She did. She
Yeah.
talked
You think
about
so?
it. She talked
Yeah, I
about
saw
it.
she
but,
talked
like,
about
you-
it. I'm
you
saying, you
believe
think
that?
so?
100%.
Yeah.
Mom's dead now.
Yeah.
You can say anything on the dead mom.
Oh, I don't know
What?
about all that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if like she was in on it from the get?
But like the get was her birth, so it's really hard because like also so up until you're like
Well, yeah, but
3 or 4 years
once you
old.
find out, you can either A, go and report that you find out, B, just keep putting up with it, or C, get in on it. You think that she just like kept putting up
But
with
then
it?
why would she kill her mom at that point, right? Then why would she do what she did?
Respect.
Not her, sorry.
Backup
Do you
plan?
think she's a liar
Planned her
forever
mom's killing.
because of this?
She's permanently a liar?
Like permanent liar, right?
Like, cause her mom taught her lie. Like, whenever she go to the doctor, her mom would be like,
Like
"Keep
she
your
don't know
legs
how to tell
still."
the truth. Even she truth
Okay.
fiction not a thing in her world. 32 years old has no clue.
She talked like she was on a podcast recently. A lot of people are like she is gonna podcast herself right back into jail if she keeps talking the way she's talking. But she talked about how she learned how to be like a manipulator. Like her mom was a master manipulator. She got taught how to be a master manipulator, and so a lot of people are like, oh, she learned from like pretty much the best that there was. Like her mom had all of these people fooled and convinced that she was a really sick
So
child.
how would she learn that unless she was in on it? You know, like you don't just learn it. Like if she was manipulating you, then you
like,
think there's
okay,
reality.
so like I'm not trying to, but like this sounds a little radical. So which way is it? I feel it. Sorry, y'all. Like, is it like okay? So she knew she was being manipulated. She didn't know she was being manipulated, or she had like a cone, like the light popped off,
I
like
think
a
the
like a
light
flash
popped off.
bulb.
The light popped off for sure.
Yeah, like I think that it wasn't like I know I'm being manipulated as opposed to like a light flashed in her head, and I think that it was like after her mom had tied her up.
Did
so.
you guys speculate about Gypsy Rose's mom's mom? Like the second generation above? Like what grandma like
I
did you guys both watch this documentary or like this little clip where grandpa's talking about Gypsy Rose trying to touch him?
Yeah.
You saw this?
I have not seen that one.
So there's this clip where they're interviewing Gypsy Rose's grandpa, which is Dee Dee's dad. And it's like, so basically what we heard is that you touched Gypsy as a kid.
Because Gypsy said
And
that
he
would, like,
said,
take her to
no,
another
no,
room.
no. Gypsy was always trying to touch me. It was out of control. You didn't see, you
Who
ever
did-
watched this shit?
Who do you
Anyways.
believe, Billy?
Well, they're obviously
You
Gypsy
haven't
in the
believed
situation, but
Gypsy.
in reality, I might not believe. Like it's like when his defense was so bad that it's like you almost have to believe Gypsy. You know what I mean? Like obviously he touched her. If his defense is nah, she tried to touch me. You know what I mean? So basically, yeah. Like I guess in that situation, I believe. I don't know. You didn't see this?
No,
I don't know what the
didn't see
point
that
was.
part
Like yeah, I
of
believe
the-
her.
Yeah.
Of course,
Huh.
believe women.
Well, and her mom, right? I've seen that tons of places that Gypsy's mom supposedly had the same thing that she did to Gypsy. So that meant that the same thing was
Generational,
done
no?
to her, right?
You gotta do it to the next person.
Take one, pass it down. Yeah, that's.
Would you support Gypsy Rose having a kid?
I think she needs to go through a lot of therapy that she probably hasn't gotten.
I was gonna say I think she's gonna pop up pregnant really fast.
Well, have y'all seen her comment on her husband's Instagram page? Whenever she like first got out of prison, one of the first things that she did that everybody was like so like crazy enamored with, I guess, which I have a question about that later, but that she like commented and she was like, don't listen to the haters, they're just jealous of you because you're rocking my world every night, that D is fire. And then he like commented back something crazy. What did he comment? Do you know?
Something like "I love you, baby," like you and me forever, like just like the most.
You guys have looked into him?
I think
he's
we were
moneyed-
wrong on
he's
his
like
name.
mon-
His
he's
name
moneyed
is
up.
Ryan.
Ryan Anderson.
Ryan Anderson. Yeah.
Okay, so I watched a part of the newer documentary that just came out on Lifetime, and not sponsored, but she talked about how when 12 days before her and Ryan got married while she was in jail, she had been engaged while she was in jail previously. Like she had an ex-fiance that they didn't get married. 12 days before her and Ryan's wedding, she calls him and she's like, I've been thinking about my ex. 12 days before this wedding, and her stepmom was like really anti, like, please don't get married, like please don't do this. And so a lot of people are like, is this really a healthy thing for somebody that is just getting out of jail to like immediately go into somebody else? And like, I don't know, like, that's just what a lot of people are talking about. Is like, is this a healthy?
Do you think they should have let Gypsy Rose out on parole?
What do y'all think?
What do you mean? What do we think?
What
do you think?
Y'all too.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Well, like, I think it's really interesting that her ex-boyfriend, what's his name again? The guy who did the actual
I don't know.
killing. He's still in jail.
He will be in jail forever.
Forever, yeah. But a lot of people are like, he had like BPD, he had multiple personalities. If you go through like him and Gypsy's text multiple times, he was like, I don't want to do this, and she was convincing him to do it. So a lot of people are like, well, she didn't do the killing. She coerced somebody else into doing this killing for her multiple different times, and she knew that he was mentally unwell and unstable.
So he raped her after the murder, or she did it was the other way.
Wait.
So they
How
had
do you
sex
think Bill's
after
played
they had
this?
sex after the murder. Like they killed, like mom got killed in the bathroom. Homeboy came out. Then they had sex, and then they left.
Then he packed up a bag and they dipped.
I know
And
that.
then they got caught later. Whenever he went up, they went up to his people's house. Because he wasn't the man she expected from what I saw. Like she thought he was a little bit more capable, but he wasn't that capable.
Like he expected her to make dinner, and she don't know how to make dinner.
She had already been kept. That was what I like.
Yeah.
Like she didn't want to be kept again, so this other motherfucker's just grabbing her up, trying to keep her.
Yeah, she was like,
Which
he
is
treated me
obvious,
like how my
right?
mom did. Where she was like, I went from one prison
That's
to
just
another
how
prison.
That's just how dudes do.
You think pills played anything to do?
Like
with
that's
this?
the funny
Oh,
part
yeah.
is like she went from her mom. Mom's trying to keep a motherfucker anyway, and then you go to some fucking dude. Dude's trying to keep you no matter what. Hey, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
How dudes do.
Yeah. Well, she talks about like how she spent her
So-
entire life in a prison with her
What are you
mom.
giggling
Was she in
about?
a different situation from any other girl?
Yeah, my mom. Like
I'm
what?
just
What do
kidding,
you
sorry.
mean?
I was just playing. I was just playing. Well, mom's got to make
Gypsy.
sure mom's got to make sure you're type of way. Then you end up with some fucking dude. He's got to make sure you're type of way. Anyway,
Gypsy Rose is not your
every girl,
average
Gypsy
gal.
Rose, every girl.
No.
Well, do y'all think that we should be giving Gypsy Rose a platform right now?
So, look,
She's one of the most followed people on the internet right now.
But she
How many
won't-
followers does she have on Instagram? Let me go see.
I don't think she will be for long, and I think that's any flash in the pan because I don't think like I was thinking about it earlier. It's like, is there a murderer that you still keep up with?
What?
Like ever before
That's
Gypsy Rose,
insane.
like so there's lots of famous
Yeah.
murderers like
Yeah.
Jodi Arias.
Yeah.
Jodi Arias was hot, you know what I mean? And she had a real moment. So like I bet Jodi Arias had a following, Twitter or whatever, but no longer. OJ Simpson was a football player, movie star, killed the fuck out of Nicole. You know what I mean? But he's not.
He's still up on the fucking field.
Well, I'm saying, but he's no longer like, he's not relevant. So like all these people, they flash up, but then they go away because there's no money behind the murder. It's almost like what Elon Musk is going through with Twitter or some shit like that. If you get too controversial, the money wants to stay away from you. So you can only rise so high. Or like George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman killed Trayvon. So it's like he's free because he wasn't convicted. But he made a little bit, like he was on Fox News for a couple days. But now George Zimmerman, he has to go to like gun shows and shit and sign like autographs on Glocks for money. He doesn't get to make regular people money anymore. You know what I mean? So like as far as like, can she be relevant in like a mainstream? I don't know.
I think that this situation in this case is so different than anything that we have seen, and plus like the time of the OJ murders, for example, like social media wasn't a thing. Like now I think that people are just giving anybody a platform and being like this girl was just in jail and we're like, let's give you 8 million followers on Instagram. Like that's probably exactly,
what I'm
especially
saying
in her
is,
situation.
does she keep them, or is she just a regular person who is in a crazy situation? So it's like, what's followable about her now?
Well, like everybody is so just like curious about her. I like
Dwayne.
it's just such a new recent thing, and like you said, it probably is gonna be like a little like flame thing, but also she has been in the limelight her entire life. Like she was a huge, massive. No, she was like a
Limelight
huge.
is strong.
No, because she was a huge Make-A-Wish kid. Like she was like.
Well, like a Make-A-Wish kid, but that's not like that's not
every
like
single.
Ariana Grande or something.
No, but
She's
also like Ariana
people,
Grande.
like she was in the circuit, and almost like, you know, one of the things I was looking at with this thing that tripped me out is that she and her man met on Christian dating.
Yep.
And I was looking at it today. I was like, that's weird. I was like, you know what I mean? Like she didn't really come across like there was no religious shit. But I'm sure she was at church every Sunday with her mom. That had to be a huge part of how they got their money. So like on a week-to-week basis, like anyways, just on the documentaries I was watching, that was one of the things that I thought I was like, I don't know. So as far as can she continue relevance, I think not.
Interesting.
She's a fucking redneck felon from fucking the deep fucking bullshit part of Louisiana.
That was so crazy.
She killed somebody. She plotted on somebody.
Yeah.
Her whole life was a lie.
If she
I don't
was in
like.
a different state, she would have got a way bigger charge.
We should.
What?
Anyway, nothing.
say what
Never
were you
mind.
gonna
Never
say, what
mind.
were you gonna
Never
say?
mind. Never mind.
Dude, just
I'm
fucking
saying
say
it's
it.
like
Nobody likes that bullshit.
like it would have been a good Taylor Bar flavor. You know what I mean? Like the what's it called, the murder. You know what I mean? You call it the
Just the murder?
what's this girl's name? What the Gypsy Rose?
Gypsy
You know what I mean?
Rose.
The red. You just color it red and make it some miscellaneous flavor. Call it the murder bar. Murder version. Anyway.
Murdered.
I
Gypsy
think it's a
bar.
good opportunity for all these people. They say Jodi Arias could get out of jail. You know what I mean? Like she's like her parole is coming up before long. Or the Menendez brothers. You saw this?
Yeah,
I
well, a
saw
lot of
that.
people are pissed about
The
that.
Menendez brothers when I was little. But then it's like people talk about paroling these fucking vicious ass kids. All right. Anyways, Gypsy Rose's whole life is built on a lie. I'm happy that she's out. She should have killed her mom. You know what I mean? I think both of these are the same thing. Like, so should we listen to her on anything? Yeah. Her whole life is a lie. Ain't no truth in her whole shit.
Follow her on your Instagram.
No.
You don't
This
care
is the
if you
last
talk at
time.
all.
This is the last time I'm fucking with Gypsy Rose. I went too deep.
You did the massive deep dive of Gypsy
What
Rose.
about you guys? Y'all follow her? You're gonna keep up?
No,
Is
I
this
think
something
that
you'll like think about.
I think that my mind did a 180. Like, cause I like at the beginning I was like, oh yeah, girl, like glad, like good thing you're getting out. And now it's kind of like now the longer that she's out, it's kind of like should we be giving this girl a platform? Has she had more like press/media training than she has therapy lately? Like just
It
things
seems
like
she's
that.
had a lot of media
A
training.
lot of media training, then it goes into play of like she just got out of jail. She's going straight into media training. How much therapy has she gotten? And like that, it doesn't seem like media training is a fallible
So
situation.
have you thought about the media training isn't anything that she's gotten, more as she just already knows how to talk like that?
Like she already knows how to talk to people.
Yeah, well, she knows
Yeah.
these quick
Well, she's had it her
responses.
whole
She's
life.
been like it her since she was little.
Yeah.
Like her mom used
Performing from the way
to,
back.
she would be like, "Don't move your legs whenever we get to the doctor, okay?"
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
she'd rub this stuff on her gums to make her saliva. So then she got this stuff chopped out of her neck.
Yeah, see, but then that also brings into like the huge point of like should she even be having media classes? Like all of that stuff that has to be incredibly traumatizing for her probably to relive through media training. Like isn't it not the exact same, but it's like that has to be a little bit traumatic of like I went through that with my mom and now I'm going through the exact same thing but on a way bigger, broader scale of training.
Okay. So
Okay.
some horrible ass shit happens to you, right?
Yes.
And everybody
Horrible.
like the worst of the worst. And everybody knows about it. Like, should And then because you could be compensated 10 years later for it, but the story's dead, shouldn't somebody capitalize on it as soon as it happens? Because that's when the money's there.
Like if they can grab the money.
Like
grab
it's
it.
like, so like now she's going to be rich as fuck forever. And if she wants to duck out of the limelight, she can at any point. But if people had stayed off of her, like if the handlers wouldn't have handled her, she probably wouldn't be worth shit. She might even still be in jail.
I think that we need to think about the long-term effects that this is going to have on this lady. Of like, yeah, get your money,
Well, but
is the
it
money...
our decision or
Isn't she already
It's-
fucked?
Like it's not like what we
Like
get
how
to
much
decide.
money is she worth?
She's
And
getting
isn't
the
her
cash.
personally,
Yeah.
isn't she personally already like beyond, like she's pretty fucked up, no?
Yeah, but like, she should be getting the help that she needs
Instead of
doing...
the money?
Then how is she
Yeah.
gonna pay? What?
How's she gonna pay for all the shit she
Dude,
needs?
She got a
Mo-
husband?
Money. Well, you can't rely. What?
Did we
You
answer
don't
the
rely
question
on
if
the
he's moneyed up?
husband?
He's got money?
Yeah, he's
I
rich,
think
rich,
so.
Rich?
rich.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that I hope that she gets
I'm into
the
her.
help she needs. What?
You
Y'all did all
just
see
said
how
we were
she met her
off.
husband.
Nah, I'm back in.
Christian
I'm
Davidson?
back in. She's all over the. I'm
No,
all
her
over the place
current
with her.
husband.
Oh, okay.
Y'all saw her. She met her current husband. He saw her interview.
She been playing the game her whole
for
life.
Dr. Phil.
No.
And he sent her a letter in the mail. And then he was one of like hundreds and hundreds of people that sent her a letter, but his letter was just so sweet that she was like, "Aw," and then she wrote him back.
Mm-hmm. She's a player in the game.
I guess
She-
that's how you pull
She
it
picked
in
which
jail.
one seemed the richest. Probably was written on cardstock. It's the only one written on cardstock. All the other ones were written on paper.
So like,
Gotta
you
put a
think the
glass in.
homie pulled the play is like to try to get the money? Like he's like, we're already rich, but we could go ahead and capitalize on this other thing. Like him and his family.
I think that this is also like, again, what she knows. Like, she has been doing interviews her entire life. Like, does she really know any different? She didn't stop this when she was in jail. Like, she was doing media interviews while she was in jail still. And now she's out and she's still going to do media interviews. And probably up until the day that anything happens, she is going to.
Anything happens, like she dies, gets hit by an 18-wheeler, flies out of
Any of that could happen
No,
to
I'm
her.
back in. You're right. I'm back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gypsy Rose.
So you are, at the end of this, you're pro Gypsy Rose.
Girl boss. For real. Let's
Girl
go.
boss for the win.
But
She's
yeah,
out
you
to
know,
get that
like make the
money.
most of your situation.
She said, "Let's
She's
get
a
the
real win.
paper."
Like out of like for real. Like
All
you
right.
start from the bottom,
No,
go
I
to the
think
top.
you just
Like, should
also
we
Billy
trust
likes
her?
the fucking paper.
Like
I
I'm
think
not
we
saying
do
give her
that.
the nuclear codes, but like if she was like, "Hey Billy, you want to go into business with me?" I'd be like, "Yo,
Would
let's
you
do
vote
this."
for Gypsy Rose to be president?
No, but I'd go if she was like, "Hey, come at like let's get in on this business." I'd be like,
I
"For
wanna
sure,
create
let's
a
do
vape.
it." Yeah, she knows about the pub. She can get the. She has the eyes watching her. She has eyes watching her for getting out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
The ad she could sell now would be worth so much, and she just got out of jail. She's only gonna go.
Just
off.
one
Now
more
now
person
people are
killed a
gonna see
crazy
our
lady.
TikTok, and then
Like
they're
think
gonna
about
go
how many people
follow her.
killed that lady.
They're gonna
Like
watch
that
a
lady's
video
been
right
killed a
here.
lot of
They're
times.
gonna be like, I gotta go follow Gypsy Rose. Keep up with her.
Like this Munchausen syndrome is a thing, right? And this is the only Munchausen syndrome like mom victim we ever heard of.
It is weird that like not a bunch more people are like standing up on these stages with her talking about their situation.
All the rest of these kids are dead. They just kill these motherfuckers. Gypsy Rose is a survivor.
These moms should just adopt, like the people who have these issues. Why don't they just adopt the kids with issues?
No, man, look.
Like
Okay,
if you just
never
adopted somebody who needed to be adopted. I guess that's a good reminder for everybody to go out there and adopt a kid or an animal. And remember, at the Glassmith, you're gonna adopt a bunch of vapes and weed, all types of vapes and weed. Thank you guys for watching our fantastic podcast this week. Billy's getting off his phone real quick, and then y'all should go hit like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We have like 4 different TikToks. The Glassmith Gals over on Instagram,
And TikTok.
and TikTok. There's some funny TikToks out there. Thank you guys. Have a good night.